guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've got my Sephora VIB sale video for you today. I hemmed and hawed about like which approach I was going to take. Am I going to go over what I'm going to purchase? Am I going to talk about my wish list? Are we going to kind of do this together? And I have to be perfectly honest, I have not been that inspired by this particular sale. Well, one, is only 15% off, and two, a lot of makeup releases have come out recently, and I've, jumped on them and I've purchased them. So I don't think that there's actually much left that I'm interested in purchasing. So I figured I would just simplify things and I would give you my top 10 recommendations. I also feel like this sale kind of like stresses us out. Like we just get really like, first we get really excited and then it's this whole like, well, what am I gonna get? And is it gonna sell out? And then I need a backup. I don't know, it just gets like really, it ends up getting stressful, and this is supposed to be a lot of fun, and this is supposed to be like a great time for us to, enjoy some makeup or purchase some things that we wouldn't normally, spoil ourselves a little bit. So my first recommendation would be to just, not get stressed out over. But I'm not going to count that as part of my 10 recommendations. So anyway, I figured let's just keep it light. Let's just keep it fun. I'm just going to recommend 10 things and that's it. Take it or leave it. So before we jump into my top 10 list, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's jump into my 10 recommendations. All right, number 1, the La Mer Soft Fluid Foundation. This is hands down my favorite liquid foundation. It is flawless. It makes your skin absolutely flawless. It's long wear. It's a natural finish. It has SPF 20 in there, and I have actually 2 shades. I didn't even haul this when I got it, but I've always used Neutral 22 all over my face, and I've definitely lost a lot of color in my face since I've moved to Las Vegas, which is completely ironic, but I was much tanner in New York, probably because I was outside more. But anyway, I always use Neutral 22, and I've had to downshift to Natural 12. So now I just sort of wear both all over because I don't want to waste what I have left in here. But absolute favorite foundation. If you've been on the fence about this, just give it a shot. Give it a shot. It is so good. And I have to say, when I first tried this foundation, I was like, it's okay, it's nice. And then it just grew on me and grew on me and grew on me. And now I'm completely addicted. Like, this is my Desert Island foundation. I love it. All right, next up I have some highlighters. So my second recommendation for you would be one of these new NARS Light Sculpting Highlighting Powders. I am a huge fan of the Fort de France shade, which I can't find right now. Oh, here it is. It is this shade. It is like the light champagne color. I have it on my cheeks today. This formula is amazing. There's no kick up. It's not powdery, but it goes on sheer. You can build it up, so it's incredibly flexible, and I just love it. It's not glittery. It gives you like this really nice wet look effect to your cheeks. Just love it. Just love it. I also love the Capri shade, which has more of like a pink tone. So if I'm doing maybe like a cooler look, I'll reach for this one. And then I also have Albatross, which is very light, very golden. And this is great for like inner corner highlight, or if you want to do like a fierce kind of highlight, brow bone highlight or something. This is really icy. So loving all 3 of these. I basically have 3 lightest shades. There are 6 altogether. I just love the formula. So if you have a shade in there that you like, I think you would love it. Any of them. My third recommendation is another highlighter. This is the Hourglass Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette. These highlighters are awesome. While the NARS ones you can build up, they kind of start sheer. These go in like straight away. You are lit. It is very metallic, very bright, very wet looking. These are really gorgeous. If you're into like a very bold highlight, this is for you. And if you've been hesitant about this, you're not sure, don't wait any longer. These are just gorgeous. And like typical Hourglass powders, they're very fine, very soft. I love it. And in the whole Hourglass vein, my fourth recommendation is the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush palette. I don't know if this palette is still available. This is the one that comes in like the gold finish case, and it has the 3 shades on the inside. If this is still available, I will link it down below, but I know that they are now sold individually, and if I had to select an individual shade for you, I would go with the middle one. This is Brilliant Nude. It's brilliant. I love it. It can go warm if you need it to go warm. It can go cool if you need it to go cool. I think it works on a lot of skin tones. Definitely mine. If you're lighter, definitely. Maybe if you go up to like a medium skin tone, this will work beautifully. It's just gorgeous. And it has, like Hourglass, it has a beautiful sheen to the powder. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely love it. All right, so number 5, I would say, this is kind of cheating because I'm mentioning a few things here, but any of the Surratt kind of powder, panned powder products, so the eyeshadows or the blushes. Any color that strikes your fancy, just get it. You will not regret it. It is such a unique and beautiful formula. I just love them. And people always ask me to compare the Surratt formula to, you know, NATASHA DENONA or Pat McGrath or even Tom Ford, and they're all so different. The NATASHA DENONA and the Pat McGrath are the thickest and the creamiest. The Surratt, I feel like it starts powdery and then kind of turns to liquid as you work with them. They're amazing. They just meld to your skin. So here's one of my blush palettes. I have 3 of them. But again, any color that strikes your fancy, just get it. And then here's some eyeshadows that I have. They're all gorgeous. There's not one dud that I've come across, and I have, I think, close to 25 of the eyeshadows. They're all beautiful. And there's so many different finishes. You know, there's satin, there's matte, there's ones that are like really sparkly and glittery, just really, really beautiful. They're just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I wouldn't hesitate in getting those. They're wonderful. So that was number 5. So my 6th recommendation is NATASHA DENONA, and I'm gonna recommend the LILA palette. This one is still my favorite. I just think it's the most wearable for me out of the bunch. The Sunset palette is gorgeous. I love the Tropic palette. I love the top 2 rows of neutrals, and then the bottom row, you can just kind of add a little fun there. But this one, these 2 outer columns just make this palette for me so everyday and so wearable. And then you have some very wearable shades in the middle here, but most of the middle colors here are very like pop kind of colors. But this palette is just, the quality is there. They're just stunning. I always feel like I come out with a really great kind of creative look without looking crazy. You know, it's just a great kind of like everyday palette if you're kind of bored of just browns and neutrals. I just love this. I love the LILA palette. Number 7 is the Pat McGrath Platinum Bronze eyeshadow palette. So this is one of her newer 6-pan palettes, and I just love this one. I think when I did my March favorites, I talked about 4 palettes that I've been using. This was one of them. And I talked about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, which I also really like. I just didn't happen to include it in the list, but that is a good one. But I talked about that palette and how I reach for that one if I'm feeling like I just want to be pretty, you know, pretty and feminine. This palette is like, if you want to feel like sexy and sultry, this is the palette. It is, you just put it on and you just feel like, yeah, you know, like I got it. It's just beautiful. There's only 1 matte shade. The rest are shimmers or satins, and it's okay. Like, it totally works. It's beautiful. And the palette is a lot of fun. You know, it's all housed in this cardboard packaging. There's a great big mirror in here, and then it's got this fun like elastic button closure. Anyway, I've just been loving this palette. It's just gorgeous. So let's move on to lips. So I've got 2 lip recommendations. The first one being what I have on my lips right now. This is the new Tom Ford lip lacquer in the liquid patent formula. This is the color No Vacancy, and I love it. I just love it. I have a few others in the 2 other finishes, the liquid metal and the liquid matte. The liquid matte, not really for me, very drying. The liquid metal is a lot of fun, but this one, there's something very special about this liquid patent. It's like glossy without being too glossy. It's sticky without being too sticky. It's a little bit long lasting. There's a nice kind of like density to these lip products, so it's a little bit more than a gloss. So what's great is there's absolutely like no bleeding, which I know is an issue, especially when it comes to like glosses and bright reds. There's no bleeding, at least not for me, and you don't get any on your teeth. Like, it doesn't run. It really just stays put. Hey guys, it's Editing Michelle, and I just wanted to add in here that these liquid patent finishes, at least in this colorway No Vacancy, stains my lips. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. So I'm loving this formula. I've been kind of wearing this color nonstop. I love it. And then the other lip products. So this is number 9. Any of the Pat McGrath Luxe Trance lipsticks. Any of them. It's like the Surratt Beauty. If any of the colors strike your fancy, just get it. Because it's the formula. The formula is so great. It is so pigmented. They go on just like one swipe. They're really beautiful. I just grabbed one out of my drawer. This is Donatella. It's a great pink, but any of the colors, any of them are great. I haven't found one dud, and I have, I think, like most of them, just absolutely gorgeous. So if you've been hesitating at all for whatever reason, just give one a shot. Give one a shot during the sale. I think you'll really love it. And then last but not least, Tom Ford brushes. If there's one that you've been dying to get, just get it, especially now, well, because of the sale, but also because the natural hairs are going away. They're definitely moving over to synthetic. I think it's probably happening a little bit sooner rather than later. I feel like I'm hearing more and more talk about it. So if you're into natural hairs, get it while you can. I have the bronzer brush and I have number 13. These are the two that I would recommend the most. The bronzer brush is number 5, and I've talked about this like ad nauseum, so I'm just, get this. And the blending brush number 13, another one that I've talked about to death. So love this. It's just the perfect blending brush. It's really, really awesome. So these two brushes. So those are my 10 recommendations for the VIB sale. I hope you guys have fun shopping it. I hope it's not stressful for you. Don't make it stressful. Keep it fun, and I will definitely come back and show you what I got if I get anything during the sale. I think I'm just gonna re-up on some stuff like my moisturizer, my exfoliator, you know, the basics, some face masks, some basics, the Shiseido cotton pads, because we have to. And I will definitely do a haul video. So let me know down below in the comment section some things that you are going to be getting, some things that you recommend. I've actually gotten some great recommendations from you on other videos, like the Ilia new foundation. I think it's like a serum foundation. I may pick that up to try. I also want to pick up the new Sunday Riley foundation that I think is coming out. I think it's coming out like in the middle of the sale. So hopefully I'll be able to pick that up. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video.